Hey guys, Solomon here. Welcome back to Let's Play LA Noire. So last time I made the mistake of skipping this mission in the story mode. So to make up for it, let's play it now from the case files. So here we go. Downloadable content case number 2, The Naked City. And let's overwrite this test case I did just to make sure I can play it.
.187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Alright, so we got another test case then. Why am I calling it a test case? Furthermore, why do I keep getting switched back to the outfit I don't want? Alright, let's go.
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
You know, I don't know if that conversation actually depends. Why am I going this way? The card is out this way. But I'm actually amused because I don't know if that conversation actually happens if you change your outfit or not. So, if it does, that's actually kind of interesting. But still, I don't see why Roy is so worried that I'm wearing a suit of blue. I mean, for Pete's sakes, it's an awesome looking suit.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Interesting. Well, the good news is most of these locations in the, Ow.
I hope you got some money saved up.
As I was going to say, most of the locations are relatively close together in the download content. So, hopefully there won't be too many accidents, there won't be too much driving time. This should go pretty fluently overall, is what I'm trying to say, basically. But of course, knowing me, I'm going to cause a million accidents along the way, so that's not really going to matter much, is it? Well, in any case, there's where we need to go, right there.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thank you, officer.
Thanks.
Alright. Before we head upstairs, let's check this trash can here. What's this? Gotta orient it right.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
Morphine. So, finding that syringe is actually part of an achievement. Yes, unlike the other downloadable case, this one actually has achievements to it. 5, in fact. And I'll try to make sure to mention how you get each of those as we go. So, that's part 1 of getting one of the achievements. Parts 2 and 3 will be in the crime scene. once we go through this cutscene here.
Bukowski, you made Homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with this?
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
It's good to see Bukowski and Galloway again after a while. I like cases like these that have us see them again. But before we check out,
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Before we check in with Mal, though, let's look at all these pictures here. Why not? Oh, nothing here. I was hoping for, like, the key to a safe or something. Oh well. Let's check this one next.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Nothing. Well then, let's check the middle picture then.
It's been a modeling assignment. It's a place to start.
Okay. So I guess we got the address of the modeling company then. Alright. Let's head into the back bedroom for a bit. See what we can find. What's this? A jacket.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Huh. Now why is a men's smoking jacket in our room here?
Looks like barbiturates.
Tons of them. Huh. What's this now?
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Let's take a look.
We should speak to a doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Benzedrine. That's like some kind of weight loss medication, if I'm correct. So, or if not weight loss, it's like some kind of antidepressant, energetic kind of thing. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But in any case, if you found the prescription and the sleeping pills, in addition to the syringe from earlier, this is where you get an achievement, more or less.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
Well, let's take a look then.
Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Quite a bad bruise for someone who just simply drowned in a tub. Wait, what the heck?
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
So, she bit herself? No, that can't be.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down, and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, So find two guys who recently bought cigarettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
All right.
This is her in these photos? She's something else.
Well, there's only one other thing we can do here.
Miss Julie was...
Let's talk
Pretty
to the
girl
witness.
like that? Maybe she was having trouble with some boys, huh?
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson. I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's ask about the state of mind of the victim.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
I don't quite believe you over that.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, she needed a reason to have these sleeping pills, right?
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pill box, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
I guess it depends on who you talk to.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Yeah, that's a pretty blatant lie. You're looking around a lot, too, so you know it, too.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Oh, well, if she didn't have men here, then how do you explain a man's smoking jacket in her room?
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry. I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
Okay, and finally, the relationship.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Yeah, even Phelps knows that that's a blatant lie. But we don't have evidence to prove it otherwise, so doubt.
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
I think our work is done here.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
All right. Let's go.
Think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm a Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
All right. Well, now we got some leads. Let's start by seeing if we can't check out... Where's my car? Why is it parked all the way over there? On the other freaking side of the road. Anyway, let's see if we can't find out something from the dress store. Come on, Roy. I'm not driving off without you. Though I might, if you're slow. Let's go. And away we go.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
I see. Well, it's nice to know Earl has opinions about some of our old colleagues. I mean, not the best of opinions, but oh well. Nothing like a nice, calm, relaxing driving segment. I suppose reasonably I could just use the fast travel for the most part, because you don't have street crimes or anything over the course of these trips. But I don't know. Honestly, I think it's at least worth showing the driving, if only because it's nice and relaxing and whatnot. Maybe I'll skip some of the later ones, just for the sake of timeliness. But for the most part, I'm just like trying to show you guys how you would get there. So, there you go. Well, I guess if you're using the fast travel, you wouldn't really care how you get there, as long as you get there. Alright, so where's that dress store? Should be just around this bend. Back, there it is, right up there. Hot dogs, please. Nice place.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning.
So let's ask about her employment history.
How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
That's perhaps one of the most sincere faces I've seen in quite a long time in this game. But then again, so many of these character models are the same. That's just my biggest gripe, I'm sorry.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to me.
I'm very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Okay, weird question, but okay.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Okay, so what's your relationship with the victim then?
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Well, she said that pretty straightly. I think she's telling the truth.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Okay, what about this Mr. Henderson?
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Huh. It doesn't look like she actually knows anything about him.
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Did they, like, slam the doors behind us? They did! They closed right behind us. Oh, wow. I always wondered what that slam was about, but okay. So apparently they locked us out because we told someone died. Great store policy there.
Finest in radio entertainment.
Alright, well let's go to the practitioner now.
760.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking a big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Yeah, too bad the whole trip was almost pointless, though. Really didn't learn a whole lot. All we learned was that she got fired because she was too beautiful, apparently. Hopefully we'll learn more at the practitioner.
You're paying for every last scratch.
I chose the worst time to scratch my nose. I really did. Well, no, wait, because I still have my finger on the frickin' handbrake, which I can never remember to use because I'm too used to using the reverse function instead. I guess we're supposed to look for the window on the 5th floor there, then? I don't know. Let's consult the directory here. Ah, there we go, Mr. Stoneman.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
Stoneman. Alright, let's take the elevator. Nice elevator.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Perhaps, but I'm pretty sure there would be a hell lot more people going into the morgue if that was the case. Alright.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Alright.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Okay, Mr. Grumpy.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Alright.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Oh, well, that's a blatant lie.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
No, but we have access to something that's the next best thing. Benzene prescription from July, which, I don't know. I don't know what year in-game this is, but I'm pretty sure that's about a year ago.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine.
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
Alright, what about other medications?
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
You seem hesitant, or I don't know, I'm skeptical.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Alright. Actually, before I go, maybe I should use the guy's phone, since it's right here.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Mal was just waiting for Cole to pick the phone up. What if Cole never picked up the phone up for like an hour or something, though? I don't think of it. How long was Mal actually waiting? Sorry to take your time, gentlemen. You can go talk to the doctor about your schizophrenia now if you want.